Our narrative begins in the aftermath of World War II, a time of rebuilding and redefining, a time that saw the rise of two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. These nations, though allies during the war, found themselves at odds as they emerged victorious. Their ideologies, as different as night and day, set the stage for what would become one of the most significant periods in history. As they emerged victorious, their conflicting ideologies set the stage for a decades-long standoff. On one side, the US championed democracy and capitalism. They believed in the power of free markets and individual liberties. On the other side, the Soviet Union stood firm with communism, advocating for state control and equality among citizens. These two distinct perspectives were not merely differences in political opinion, they represented fundamentally different visions of society and humanity's future. And so, these two superpowers found themselves locked in a fierce ideological battle, a clash that fueled a geopolitical struggle for influence and dominance. The Cold War saw an unprecedented arms race. As the superpowers emerged from the ashes of World War II, their focus shifted from conventional warfare to a new, terrifying frontier: nuclear weapons. The United States and the Soviet Union engaged in a relentless competition to build up their nuclear arsenals, each striving to outdo the other in a chilling display of firepower. This led to the doctrine of mutually assured destruction, or MAD, a precarious balance that kept the world on the brink. Unable to engage directly without catastrophic consequences, the superpowers fought proxy wars in various parts of the world. These wars were not just about territory, they were about ideologies, about proving the superiority of capitalism or communism. From the jungles of Vietnam to the rugged mountains of Afghanistan and the divided peninsula of Korea, these wars played out, tearing nations apart. Vietnam, Korea, and Afghanistan became battlegrounds for ideological influence with devastating consequences for the local populations. The Cold War extended beyond Earth, reaching the cosmos in the form of the space race. In this cosmic competition, the United States and the Soviet Union vied for supremacy. The Soviets initially took the lead, launching the first artificial satellite, Sputnik, and putting the first man, Yuri Gagarin, into space. But the US soon caught up, and with the Apollo 11 mission in 1969, they made history. The US and the Soviet Union competed to achieve milestones in space exploration, culminating in the iconic moon landing in 1969. One of the most tense moments came during the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. The world was on a knife's edge as the US and the Soviet Union locked horns over the placement of nuclear missiles in Cuba, bringing them to the brink of nuclear war. As the decades passed, diplomatic efforts and a changing global landscape led to a gradual thawing of relations between the superpowers. This thaw culminated in monumental events: the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991.